Okay, everybody, I'm here today with Robert Vetchtein of Shark Law, and we're standing in front of a part of his stable, and this is only part of it, but we're going to talk a little bit about Rob and the cool-ass bikes Rob has. Okay, so now there's a unique story behind this bike here. This is a 2004 Fatboy, and I know it doesn't look anything like a Fatboy. Nothing was left untouched. So this started out, this was my bike, and I decided to take this thing. I put a Supercharger on it, and it went crazy. So after that, it was all over. So we put a 300 rear tire, made it into a right side drive, again, the Pro Charger. And at the time, I had these giant ape hangers I put on it, a full wraparound fender, and to tell you the truth, it was so damn fast, I could not hold on to this bike. So I parked it, and it sat upstairs here for probably 10 years.
Yeah.
And then one day Rob was sitting there, and he's looking at me, and he goes,
let's revive this bike. I am absolutely going fucking crazy. I'm like, Junior, you built this thing, and it's covered for so many years? Let's bring it to action.
Well, and the truth is, a few of my bikes that have been covered for years are in your office.
Yes.
Just
yes.
Now they're showpieces there.
Right.
But
right.
So here's what happened to this thing. So obviously, Shark Law, we decided what did it have to have?
A fin.
You have to have a shark fin.
Yeah.
So we decided we put the shark fin on it. We chopped the rear fender. We put some bars that were a lot easier to hold on to, because before, you had to stick your right foot underneath the brake pedal, hold on for dear life, and now this thing's just it's a showpiece.
Yeah. I mean, Junior also threw in this exhaust. Look how sharp it is. You know, one of the shark teeth right there. In addition to this beautiful paint that was done by Randy at Rock and Roll. So it's an exciting bike to ride, and it's. Junior, thank you. Thank you for putting a masterpiece together.
And if you're anywhere near this thing when it runs, make sure you're wearing earplugs. It's loud.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, what do we have over here now, Robert? Let's talk about this one.
This is a beautiful custom Vicla. Again, built by Matt Hotch, and of course, Junior did some work to it as well. I got it before it was modified. It looked nothing like it except the paint. You know, we had Victor, the seat guy, prepare a custom seat. We did a lot to it. I mean, everything here has been modified. And of course, under the directions of Junior here. Junior, I'd love to hear a little bit, you know, some expertise from you about this bike.
Well, I gotta tell you, first of all, this bike was pretty awesome before he even tore it all apart. So we had this bike, it was for sale, and I had just gotten it that day. Robert walked by and goes, hey, what's this? As he does often. And so the next thing I knew, he said, I've got to have this thing.
5-minute transactions. At
the most. So Robert looked at this thing and said, you know what, this thing is so awesome, let's change everything. So Matt Hotch, a really good friend of ours, came over. We all talked about what we wanted, and Matt Hotch did the majority of the work. We did some of it, but this is truly one of Matt Hotch's really creations. And I just love it. This is the epitome of what a Vicla should look like. Okay, now, next to this, now
the Powerhouse.
I call it Mad Max, but you call this thing the Powerhouse.
Take away, Junior.
Oh man,
Tell them what you did to this thing.
Let's go back. First of all, true Robert fashion. So Robert calls me up and he said, Junior, I have to have a 2019 Mako Shark Law, Mako Shark bike, and I have to have it, and I have to have it now. So I'm going, wait, what about a 2018, a 2020? And Robert's, nope, it has to be a 2019, right?
Yeah.
So
gotta be that specific color.
You know, so now I had to go find one, and I looked everywhere. I looked throughout the whole United States for one that was perfect. And finally I found one, and oddly enough, it was the farthest possible place you could get from California in Maine.
Yeah. And there were only 3 in the country.
There were only 3 for sale.
Yeah.
And they were all crap compared to this.
Yeah.
So this bike got here, and he did a Robert.
Yeah.
Junior, I want to change everything. So the first thing we did is we put the Kraus bars on this. We changed the gauges. We put the Legend shocks on it, Santoro crash bars. And then Robert looked at me and said, Junior, It's just not fast enough. 131 cubic inch, Mickey Cohen built, it's a monster.
So Junior calls me, he goes, Rob, your bike's sold done. And remember, again, I haven't tried the bike. It came straight from Rhode Island, straight to Junior's. And I told him, Junior, go to work. When the bike was done and delivered, I got on the bike, and literally within seconds, I almost popped a wheelie. Literally. So it took me some time to get used to it because of the power. But I'll tell you this, you'll pop wheelies in 6th gear with this bike.
And again, this is another one. This thing not only sounds like a monster, it runs like a raped ape. This thing's just, I love this bike. Now, and you ride this thing everywhere too.
Yeah, this is my daily. This is my daily.
Okay, so now, Robert, we're gonna go down to the crossbones. And earlier you just said something which surprised me because I thought I thought the Shark bike was your favorite bike, but you just said that this one was. Why?
So this was under 5 minutes. This was about 3 minutes purchase transaction. So I remember walking into Lifestyles and I walked to this bike and I saw the Springer style front end. And I remember Robbie was looking at it. He goes, don't even bother turning it on because if you do, you'll end up buying it. And I turned it on and I said, sold. What's awesome is Junior had me work on the bike. So I spent some good time here, got to learn on how to build this bike. It's one of my babies. I mean, I love all of them, but I have to say this is my favorite bike.
Because you got some sweat in it.
I got some sweating in it. It rides incredible.
And a little bit of blood, if I remember right. I remember you licking up your hands and getting dirty.
Yeah, breaking some tools.
Yep.
You know, the 18s on it, crocodile seat, fishtails. I mean, this thing is just, nothing rides like this bike. I mean, they all do. Come on, let's take a break, but this is my baby right here. Junior, none of this would have happened without you. Shark Law and myself, we appreciate you very much. Thank you.
All I want to know now is what's the next bike? What do you want to do now? But you actually mentioned to me the other day you wanted to build a vintage military bike.
That is the next project. It's got to be all original numbers and everything else. That is coming in the near future.
So let's do it. Let's
do it.
Let's get on it.
Let's do it.
Right on.
Well, wait. Don't go anywhere until you like and subscribe to make sure you get notified every time we post our how-to videos, our product reviews, and all of our amazing interviews with your favorite racers and industry icons. I'll see you guys next time.